I'm off to run some errands. Please tidy up this place. Wow, how did you guys do it?
We got cleaners.
Cleaners?
You know it, Dad.
Cleaner, it works.
Coming up next on Plus TV, Plus News. Join our news team for half hour of local and national news. Plus News, informative, balanced, accurate, and current.
When the job calls, you need a truck that works as hard as you do. Strong, reliable, and built for the load. The Jack Freight Truck gets the job done. From the lumberyard to the work site, power your business with confidence. I can count on Jack to get the job done right.
Making the headlines for tonight's newscast, Marcus Canty, the alcalde of Indian Creek Village, who was missing since April 13th, has been found alive. BBA services to halt Monday in response to rising fuel prices. NTUCB rejects MOHW's proposal to mandate prescriptions for birth control. These stories and more coming up next on tonight's newscast. Stay tuned.
This newscast is brought to you through the courtesy of Builders Hardware, your home improvement warehouse.
A year ago, on March 17, 2025, Builders Hardware introduced something new for Belize, our online store. For the first time, customers could explore thousands of products, place their orders, and complete their purchases entirely online. Whether you're nearby or in another district, you can browse what you need, place your order, and have it delivered directly to you. And for those who prefer to pick up their items, our smart lockers make it quick and simple. Just scan your code and your order is ready. Every day, more and more people across the country have begun turning to the platform as a faster and more convenient way to shop with Builders Hardware. Along the way, many customers have also found added benefits online, from special website offers to rewards for those signing up for the first time. All of this is just another step towards making our products more accessible to communities across Belize, bringing our store closer to you wherever you are.
Good evening and welcome to Plus News for today, Wednesday, April 15, 2026. I am Julian Cruz. 41-year-old Marcus Canty of Indian Creek Village has been found alive following a reported kidnapping earlier this week. Canty, the first alcalde of the village, was reported missing on Monday, April 13th after leaving his home to tend to his milpa farm near Pine Hill Village around 2 p.m. that evening. Search efforts began around 4 p.m. after his wife and a friend discovered his bicycle, machete, and a basket of freshly picked tomatoes abandoned at the scene, along with signs of a possible struggle. Authorities later received a disturbing audio message from Canty's phone in which he could reportedly be heard being beaten and pleading for help. This morning around 3 a.m., police received word that Canty, who had been bound in the bushes by two male persons, had returned home safely. He reported that he was released by his abductors on the outskirts of Indian Creek Village. Police say he was transported to a medical facility for treatment and investigations are ongoing. Kante's disappearance has further intensified division within the village. The alcalde had recently been at the center of controversy after allegedly issuing land in the Bowden Creek area. Kante was then met with a cease and desist letter from the Ashe Conservation Trust, which manages the land along with the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs. That same area was transferred to the Ashe back in 2018, a move that has drawn backlash from some community members who argue it goes against the 2015 ruling by the Caribbean Court of Justice, which affirmed Mayan customary land rights. Since then, villagers say that there have been several conflicts involving Yaashe that have gone largely unaddressed by authorities. Spokesperson for the Toledo Alcaldes Association, Christina Koch, made clear where her concerns lie on the matter, citing unresolved land issues and division within the community.
It was not until a few years ago, maybe 4 years ago, when this area was taken over, management was taken over by a conservation organization, Yaashe Conservation Trust. They hired rangers. They hired rangers that are from this village, and this caused a lot of tension because the rangers were patrolling the area and were confiscating building materials and other things from the villagers as they continued to use the land. This tension has escalated. We have documented, this is not an isolated incident, we have documented over the last few years many incidents of conflict in this village. We have reported this to the Caribbean Court of Justice through the authority that was positioned there. We have reported it to the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights. We have reported it to the police and to the various ministries that are responsible to oversee the affairs of indigenous peoples. This delay of justice, this delay of implementation, this delay of delineation of lands, customary lands for the community, not just of Indian Creek, but of all the Maya villages, is what has caused the environment for such tension to increase. Failure to implement, failure to support the alcaldes in the delimitation of their lands, failure to put forward a robust law that would protect their rights, that would affirm their rights. The Maya people are not interested. They're not interested in trampling anybody else's rights. Private landowners have rights. We acknowledge that. Maya villages have rights. The rest of Belize needs to acknowledge that. The state needs to double its effort to resolve competing interests. And nobody's constitutional rights should be violated, not the private landowner and not the Maya village. But effectively, when you don't do anything, then you allow for the enabling conditions for tensions like this to arise. The land certificate, I understand from previous interviews from the Yaashe Conservation Trust Director, was that the transfer happened in 2018 to the Yaashe. That is a land transfer that, as far as I'm concerned, violates the 2015 paragraph 4 consent order, which says that the government should not facilitate, should cease and desist from facilitating any other land transfers, land sales to any interested party, either on behalf of the government or on behalf of a third party. That is of concern to me. The community continues to use their land customarily. They hunt, they gather, they fish, all in that area. They use the river. We have said this time and time again. The community, obviously, they are growing, they are young people, they need residential areas. They have customarily distributed residential areas. Both the village council and the alcaldes have done that in the past. But over the last 4 years, as you know, this is not new. There has been the implant of division in this community. And by implanting division, you have then two parties pulling each other apart. And that is effectively the divide and conquer that we see all over the world. So this issuing of land for residential area is not new. That is a customary practice. That is the use, the customary use that is protected by the Caribbean Court of Justice consent order, the affirmation of their rights, that their long-standing use and occupation affords them that right to continue to live on this land.
41-year-old Marcos Kante has been found. Kante, the alcalde of Indian Creek, who had been reported missing on Monday, April 13th, after he had disappeared from his farm And a day after, an unnerving audio record leaked supposedly of Kanti being tortured. Today, on the 15th of April, 2 days after his initial disappearance, Kanti was found after he was released by his abductors on the outskirts of Indian Creek Village. Following his return, Kanti was transferred to Belmopan to seek medical treatment for injuries sustained during his capture. Journalist LJ Wade filed the following report.
The country of Belize has been closely following the disappearance of the alcalde of Indian Creek Village for the one-year-old Marcus Kanti. Now, on Monday, April 13th, Mr. Kanti went missing. A report suggests that around 2 o'clock that evening, Mr. Kanti visited his farm, which is something that he frequently does. Now, while he was visiting the farm, someone abducted Mr. Kanti and he disappeared without a trace. Since that day, family and friends have been looking and they've been on the hunt to locate Mr. Kanti, hopefully alive. Now, those dreams dimmed just a little bit after one day, because a day after Mr. Kanti was abducted, a leaked audio recording from what we can only assume is Mr. Kanti being abused and tortured surfaced on social media. Of course, those reports were quite disturbing and led many persons to believe that Mr. Kanti may have been killed. But we do have some good news. Today, on Wednesday, April 15th, we can safely confirm and say that Mr. Kanti has been found. According to the initial police report, Mr. Kanti was found with his hands tied and with some swelling to his face, and he was returned home shortly after being found. Now, because of the injuries that Mr. Kanti sustained, we have confirmed that he was brought here to Belmopan, where they are currently running some medical tests on him. Now, for the sake of Mr. Kanti's safety, we will not disclose the name of the hospital, and we won't even show you the hospital. But again, we can confirm that he is here in Belmopan receiving medical treatment, and tests are being ran on him to just discover the extent of his injuries. Now, I can also confirm that Miss Christina Cook is also here in Belmopan. We tried reaching out for an interview just regarding the entire disappearance of Mr. Kanti, but Mrs. Cook said that at the moment they're not going to give any interviews, but for us to not worry, because in the coming days they plan on doing a full press briefing where the entire country of Belize will be able to learn about the disappearance of Mr. Kanti. Now, I must say that there are credible reports that suggest that this entire kidnapping may have been staged. Now, again, those are reports. They're unconfirmed at this moment, but of course we will learn more once Mr. Kanti is willing and able to do that press briefing to update the nation about his disappearance. Reporting for Plus News, LJ Wade.
The Belize Bus Association, the BBA, is warning that as a result of unsustainable fuel costs, bus services across the country could come to a halt as early as Monday, April 20. In an urgent notice, the association expressed that operators have reached a breaking point following the 20% increase in diesel prices, which has significantly raised operational expenses. In a letter addressed to the Minister of Transport, Honorable Louis Zabane, on March 30, the BBA outlined the impact of rising fuel costs as well as several proposed solutions. These included removing general sales tax on fuel, tires, and parts, providing targeted subsidies, or allowing an increase in bus fares. However, the government responded back by saying that it is not in a position to implement those measures at this time. As a result, the association says it was left with a difficult decision and is now warning the public that unless the situation is met with urgency, operators will discontinue services effective Monday. The BBA is now calling for immediate discussions on the government to avoid nationwide disruption to public transportation. The National Trade Union Congress of Belize, the NTUCB, is strongly opposing a proposed policy that would require women to obtain a doctor's prescription to access birth control, describing the move as regressive and harmful to women's rights. In a press release, the organization argued that the proposal represents, and we quote, a significant step backward in the advancement of women's autonomy and reproductive freedom. The NTUCB warned that such a requirement would undermine a woman's ability to make independent decisions about her body and could reverse decades of progress. Beyond concerns about rights and autonomy, the organization highlighted practical challenges within the country's healthcare system. Today we spoke with the president of the NTUCB, Ella Waite, who weighed in on the debate.
We do find it very concerning. We feel that it is an archaic legislation, and I agree. If it is the case that the law of beliefs, it was not being applied. So women were going to the pharmacist to get their contraceptive, whichever the method they chose. Now to say that, okay, firstly that if it's you're just going to begin to use this form of medication, whether it be the pills or whatever for contraceptives, it's your first time, you would have to consult a doctor. That, I think to an extent we could understand that point. But what will happen now, because I'm sure many people have lost their prescriptions that they have had maybe for 6 months or even a year. So they will in turn, even though they have been using whatever, let's say, for example, birth control for the past 6 months to a year, they will still have to go back to the doctor. So that even that explanation will not simply apply the way they would want it to. It will have to be applied to those persons who are already on those medications. And for us, the concern is who will allow these women to take the time off from work to do this. That's our issue.
The NTUCB also pointed to existing pressures on the public healthcare system, cautioning that requiring doctor visits for routine birth control would place an unavoidable burden on already strained hospitals and clinics. The organization stressed that medical facilities should prioritize patients in urgent need of care rather than routine consultations that could be avoided. Framing the issue as broader than health care, the NTUCB underscored that access to birth control is tied to dignity, equality, and economic participation.
But the limited resources, financial resources they have, yes, they will have to come to a serious decision. Do I go and to the doctor, transportation to the doctor to get this prescription, which will cost me, or do I take the chance and not go today and go next week and take that risk and end up pregnant, which obviously becomes a bigger factor in their life that they may not want at that time. So of course it takes us back many years. I mean, and it's sad for us too, because this comes after Women's Month in March. This comes after Women's Month in March, where we talk about empowering women.
The organization is urging policymakers to reconsider the proposal and instead pursue measures that expand access to reproductive health care and strengthen women's rights. On Saturday, the NTUCB is expected to meet to put forth another statement. Will the Port of Belize upgrades cause flooding in the Port Loyola area? That and other stories will be looked at right after this break.
A year ago, on March 17, 2025, Builders Hardware introduced something new for Belize, our online store. For the first time, customers could explore thousands of products, place their orders, and complete their purchases entirely online. Whether you're nearby or in another district, you can browse what you need, place your order, and have it delivered directly to you. And for those who prefer to pick up their items, our smart lockers make it quick and simple. Just scan your code and your order is ready. Every day, more and more people across the country have begun turning to the platform as a faster and more convenient way to shop with Builders Hardware. Along the way, many customers have also found added benefits online, from special website offers to rewards for those signing up for the first time. All of this is just another step towards making our products more accessible to communities across Belize, bringing our store closer to you wherever you are.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high-voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. We continue to serve you.
Need a fresh new kitchen, flip that switch ignition. GE appliances shine. Every knob, every line, all align and turn the shower on. Feel gold, colder in the chrome. So bold from the tiles to the tiny screws. We've got the wow you choose. All in one place, Design Depot. Everything you need for the life you want. Let's go! From the floor to the paint to the patio glow. Build it up, light it up, watch your dream home grow. All in one place, all in one place, all in one place, all in one place, all in one place.
Design Depot, all in one place.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Calling. Double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Call me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Smart. Stay connected. Stay happy.
For any project, big or small, Best Screws provide strength, efficiency, durability, and affordability. Get the screws specifically designed for your next project. Get Best Screw, the power to build, the strength to last. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high-voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. We continue to serve you.
A 35-year-old mechanic from Hattieville is free after the High Court discontinued an attempted murder charge against him due to a lack of cooperation from the complainant. Dorian Garnett, who had been accused of stabbing his friend Mark Usher during an incident on November 1, 2024, saw the case against him formally withdrawn on Wednesday before Justice Derek Sylvester. Crown Counsel Maria Nemhard Santana entered a nolle prosequi, bringing the proceedings to an end. Court reporter Anita Nemhard spoke to Dorian outside the courtroom.
I feel good.
Okay.
I quit it. I'm free now to go work and get back on my foot now.
So, these allegations made against you by Mr. Usher?
Was low and false.
So, false allegations?
Yes, ma'am. I've been a friend for years.
Oh, you are Mr. Usher, I'm a friend?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I'm glad we get that over with.
Alright.
Garnett, who had been out on bail since that incident, was represented by attorney Oscar Salgado. According to Salgado, the complainant no longer wished to pursue the matter, which led to the discontinuation of the case. Outside the courtroom, Garnett maintained his innocence, describing the allegations as fabricated. He stated that he and Usher had remained on good terms since then and have since resolved their differences. With the charge withdrawn, Garnett was discharged and allowed to leave the court a free man. Sentencing has been deferred for a 20-year-old man convicted of murder following a high court hearing on Wednesday before Justice Derek Sylvester. Shenyon Barrow, who was 18 at the time of the offense, appeared in court for mitigation in relation to the killing of 21-year-old Floyd McFadden. That incident occurred in the early hours of March 22, 2025 along Cemetery Road in Belize City. During the hearing, the court received a victim impact statement from McFadden's mother outlining the effect of her son's death on the family. Barrow also addressed the court, offering an apology and asking the family for forgiveness. Defense attorney Michael Perefit submitted written mitigation on behalf of his client, seeking leniency. No character witnesses were called. After consideration, submissions from both the Crown and the defense, Justice Sylvester adjourned the matter and is expected to deliver a sentencing decision on June 2, 2026. McFadden was fatally shot whilst driving a vehicle that came under gunfire, leaving others injured. A Belize Defense Force BDF soldier and a police officer convicted of perverting the course of justice have filed appeals against both their convictions and sentences, with a hearing set for April 27, 2026 in the High Court. Ramon Alberto Alcocer, a BDF soldier, and police constable Juan Carlos Morales were found guilty in late 2025 in the lower court. Alcocer is currently serving a sentence of 1 year and 2 months, while Morales is serving 1 year and 11 months. The matter was called up before Justice Derek Sylvester on Wednesday, where the date for their appeal hearing was scheduled. Both men were remanded to the Belize Central Prison pending the outcome of their appeal. Morales is being represented by attorney Alifa Elrington, while Alcocer is represented by attorney Oscar Salgado. The prosecution is led by Director of Public Prosecutions Sherilyn Vidal. Convictions stem from their involvement in the 2021 fatal shooting of BDF soldier Jesse Escobar in Santa Familia Village. The court found that both men provided false statements and omitted key details during the investigation, leading to their conviction for perverting the course of justice. Will the Port of Belize expansion project? Well, the Port of Belize expansion project has received environmental clearance from the Department of the Environment. After the National Environmental Appraisal Committee, the NEAC, convened on the 2nd of April, environmental clearance was given to the expansion project, but with strict conditions. Among its key recommendations are proper containment of suspended materials during dredging, the installation of an effective dewatering system, and careful handling of dredging material according to its classification to limit potential flooding. According to the Minister of Disaster Risk Management, they are taking the NEAC's recommendations seriously.
Component of NEMO is CEMO, which is the Belize City Emergency Organization, and they are certainly intricately involved in that, in those assessments in terms of the project that you spoke about. NEMO does play a role as well, but it's primarily through CEMO. But definitely any project that happens on the coastline, we have to look at the flooding aspects of it and how that would affect the residents in that area.
June 1st marks the beginning of the Atlantic Basin's hurricane season, and according to Chief Met Officer Ronald Gordon, the predictions for this year's season seems to be below average. Despite the below average expectation, Gordon still advises Belizeans to have a hurricane plan in place.
We are expecting a moderate to strong El Nino to develop at the peak of this hurricane season. And just to refresh your memory, an El Nino typically means a more vertical wind shear, disrupting hurricanes on this part of the ocean or this part of the globe. So therefore, for this hurricane season, the forecast is going for just a bit below normal. The important thing, as we always say, don't study those numbers because just one hurricane could impact us and make it being very bad. So again, reminding citizens, be alert, be aware, and be prepared.
Youth Policy Roundtable launched to guide new national strategy. That story when Plus News returns.
A year ago, on March 17, 2025, Builders Hardware introduced something new for Belize, our online store. For the first time, customers could explore thousands of products, place their orders, and complete their purchases entirely online. Whether you're nearby or in another district, you can browse what you need, place your order, and have it delivered directly to you. And for those who prefer to pick up their items, our smart lockers make it quick and simple. Just scan your code and your order is ready. Every day, more and more people across the country have begun turning to the platform as a faster and more convenient way to shop with Builders Hardware. Along the way, many customers have also found added benefits online, from special website offers to rewards for those signing up for the first time. All of this is just another step towards making our products more accessible to communities across Belize, bringing our store closer to you wherever you are.
Belize wakes up connected to opportunity. And across our country, the work to keep Belize connected continues. SMART continues expanding our network across the country, bringing stronger coverage to more communities. With recent service enhancements in areas at Blue Creek and Progresso, Belize City, Orange Walk, and more on the way. We're bringing education closer to home, empowering entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, supporting industries that drive our economy, and keeping families connected wherever life takes them. With every expansion, we are investing in the infrastructure that moves Belize forward. Because connection isn't just about signal, it's about opportunity, progress, and the future we are building together. SMART, bringing people together.
Look here, your kitchen light there and you never in the kitchen. But I'm going back in there right now. And the coffee maker?
Just to try keep my coffee warm for later.
Where do you know?
I'll try to think more to eat.
You know the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool.
Uh-huh.
For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC, the blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
This is a Jack X200. This is a very recommendable vehicle. Storage capacity to the max, right? Fuel efficient, easy rider, AC not a play, the pump, comfortable, and it carry me to all my destination. I can count on Jack to take me and my packages where I need to go. I recommend it anytime. We're the best from the West.
The inaugural meeting of the Youth Policy Roundtable was held in Belize City, marking a key step in the development of a new national youth development policy and strategy for Belize. The meeting brought together 17 stakeholders from government ministries, civil society organizations, youth groups, and international partners. Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Tourism, Youth, Sports and Diaspora Relations, Nicole Usher Solano, is serving as chairperson of the roundtable with technical support provided by the Department of Youth Services. The initiative follows the commissioning of the Belize Policy Research Institute and at the University of Belize in January 2026 by the ministry with support from UNICEF to coordinate the policy's development. Therefore, it aims to address the evolving needs and challenges facing young people while strengthening the national framework for youth development and empowerment. The process is being led by a 3-member team headed by Bell Pre Executive Director Dr. Dylan Vernon. It includes a comprehensive review of previous policies, comparative research, surveys, stakeholder interviews, and nationwide consultations to ensure broad participation. Earlier today, the University of Belize, through its Regional Language Center, hosted a multicultural fair in Belmopan. The day opened with a vibrant ceremony of music, dance, and cultural storytelling. The remainder of the fair featured an array of country booths, where students enrolled in the RLC program were given the opportunity to represent and share aspects of their respective countries. Countries represented included Mexico, El Salvador, Honduras, Panama, Taiwan, Venezuela, and Colombia, celebrating diversity and connection across the region. Sure, that was a wonderful presentation. And that concludes the end of our newscast for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning into Plus News, and be sure to join us right back here again tomorrow night when we bring you all the latest happenings from around the country. Until then, have a safe evening. We'll see you right back here again tomorrow. Blessings.